But yes, welcome in everyone. Before we start our game for the day, I did see that the new Path of Exile update came out, like the actual reveal video. So we're going to go over that first before we start. So I've purposefully kind of avoided everything to do with it so that we could watch it here together. Let me just pull this up here. Today we're not going to be going over the patch notes as well. Normally we go over them. What we're going to be doing is we are going to be doing that probably tomorrow or Sunday, just because it takes a long time and apparently the patch notes are extensive. So we're just going to watch the trailer and then we're going to shift over. It's the plan for now anyway. So let's get into it. Oh. Hi, Jonathan.
I'm Jonathan Rogers from Grinding Gear Games. Welcome to GGG Live. Today we're going to show you an exclusive reveal of Path of Exile Mirage, which is coming out 1 week from now on March 6th.
We know what we're doing on March 6th.
On today's live stream, so you'll be able to claim your Mirage weapon effect by following the instructions below. Now first things first, let's roll the trailer for Path of Exile Mirage.
The Jinn, they were bound to serve, but not to suffer. The Aphrodite has sought our lands, trapping my Jinn in an astral plane. Break their chains, rescue them. And
So bringing stuff over from the second game a little bit too.
A wish.
Ooh. Rarity. More Atlas bosses. Wait, is that Sweep?
An ancient
I saw a Sweep, I think.
yearns for his freedom. We must keep him in the dark.
That looks like the zombie staff. You and you, Jen. Oh, they got supports. Nice. So they are bringing Keepers to core. New Atlas. That looks cool. Oh. Hidden Ascendancy confirmed. March 6th, 11 a.m. PST. Well, we know what we're doing.
In today's stream, we'll take you on a deep dive into Path of Exile Mirage, where you'll unravel ancient mysteries, unlock new powerful rewards, and become part of the eons-old story of the Winter Sekima. There are also significant in-game changes coming alongside Mirage, including a progression of the in-game storyline, a new in-game Atlas system, and as always, new rewards to match.
I hope they take stuff from the second game a little bit.
About the slew of new Holy Templar skills and supports, as well as an additional Ascendancy class option added to the Scion.
I think the Atlas is probably my most.
Next, we'll cover our new supporter packs, and then lastly, have a live Q&A session where Ziggy D will ask Path of Exile game director Mark, as well as game designer Octavian, your questions from Twitch chat. After the live stream, we'll drop the full patch notes at 11 a.m. NZT or 2 p.m. PST. So let's get started. I'll hand things over to Mark to introduce the new league.
Hi,
Mark.
I'm Mark Roberts, Game Director on Path of Exile. In Path of Exile Mirage, you'll be taking on the Afarud, a sect of desert-dwelling necromancers who have lingered in the shadows for centuries. They are outcasts of outcasts, with no home or promised land.
They're necromancers. I wonder if it's going to be a
they seek their
minion-based
sovereignty through darker
hidden
means.
ascendancy.
The Afarud have captured the souls of Jinn throughout Rayclast. They are killing them, sapping their energies for purposes unknown. You must fight your way past the Afarud's necromantic creations to find the captive Jinn. Here, Varashta, an ancient Marakith sorceress, has been doing what she can to protect the Jinn, but she needs your help to free them. After successfully defeating them, you will then be asked by Varashta to enter the Astral Realm and break the tether trapping the Jinn there. This gate to the Astral Realm is a mirage, an imperfect copy of the area around the captured Jinn.
It's
Now,
like a
when we say an imperfect copy, we mean that quite literally.
mix of like a synthesis
Hold
map
tight,
and
because
ultimatum.
This leak mechanic has some serious implications for juicing areas. We'll get to that in a moment. Varashta can augment the magic of the Mirage further, as she allows you to enter, giving you
Someone's
the
playing
option
without
to
a loot
choose
filter?
one of 3 wishes before you do so.
What is your desire?
These wishes are
Ooh.
modifiers that will apply to the Mirage area, and have some
Drop his other
pretty
currencies
potent
sounds
outcomes.
great.
There are wishes that grant extra rewards, such as the wish for glyphs, which causes all portal and wisdom scrolls in the Mirage to instead drop as other currencies.
That's crazy.
Or wishes that will spawn rewarding enemies,
More
such
maps.
as the wish for avarice, which replaces a number of packs in the area with gilded enemies that convert their equipment drops to gold. And wishes that can grant you extreme power while
Oh.
inside the Mirage, such as the wish for souls or the wish
Players
for God,
cannot die.
which allow you to consume the souls of your enemies or make you completely unkillable, while within the Mirage, of course.
Makes sense.
Each wish is also marked with the sigil of one of 3 powerful Jinn: the Sand Jinn, Fire Jinn, or Water Jinn. Depending on the sigil chosen,
I think those are the same as
monsters
the
within
Ascendancy in
affected
Path of
Mirage
Exile
will
2.
have a small chance to drop one of 3 new coin currencies: a coin of knowledge, coin of power, or coin of
Corrupt
skill.
a skill gem, imbuing it with
Each
a
of these
random
coins can be
support
used
effect.
on a max leveled skill gem, corrupting it and augmenting it with a random support that matches the color of the coin used.
So I'm assuming that means though you can't
Only one
corrupt
skill that is
it
imbued this way can be socketed into a given
to get
equipment
level
item
21?
at a time, meaning you cannot have 2 imbued skill gems in your body armor, as an example.
Oh, but you can have one in each gear.
That's one of the rewards. But
Okay.
let's get back to the area-to-area mechanic.
For you.
Once you've made your choice of wish, enter the Mirage and fight your way through the monsters and astral hazards to find the tether holding the Jinn. Shatter this chain to free the Jinn, step by step weakening whatever dark plans the Ufarud may have for Rayclast. Wishes are not the only value a Mirage has to offer to an enterprising exile. As we mentioned earlier, Mirages are an imperfect copy of the area the Jinn occupies in Rayclast, and it will copy almost
Oh.
anything, as long as it's within the domain of the Jinn. Mirages created from an endgame map, for instance, will have all Scarab, Atlas, and map modifiers the area had.
That's nice.
Mirages created next to a strongbox will have a new strongbox ready for you to open.
Oh, so you get duplicates of all
Blights
your...
can be defended again.
Thank you, Blight. I am glad to see Blight love.
Legions fought once more, and so on. Effectively, you get a portion of your map to play a second time.
That's really cool.
And everything you did to enhance the content of that map applies in the Mirage too.
Okay, so like
These
Atlas
recreated
passives and
copies
stuff.
of League mechanics, however, have been warped into reality by the power of the Mirage. And this has some side effects. For one, a recreation may not be perfect. The factions of a legion may differ from the one the Mirage copied.
Okay.
Or the variety of strong
Adds a little
boxes may
twists.
change. More importantly, the mechanic may be empowered with new threats and rewards that are customized to each mechanic and are only available when doing that mechanic in the Mirage.
That's cool.
For example, ultimatums recreated in Mirages will have new threatening modifiers added to
Oh,
the usual
no.
pool. Restless Ground can raise slain enemies
Hinder
to fight
players
again,
and monsters resurrected
or
zombies.
Quicksand will grasp at your ankles.
Quicksand's the bane of my existence in the
As a
campaign
reward for these
alone.
new threats, Mirage ultimatums can provide the new Sinistral or Dextral catalysts. These
Oh,
catalyze jewelry with increased effect of either prefix
those
or
would be
suffix
great on like
modifiers.
the cog. I think it's
As you
cogwork
can
rings.
imagine, there's a lot of potential here.
I don't remember the other
Another
one.
example is that Kalgurin ore recreated in the Mirage has a chance to be replaced by a thaumaturgic hourglass. A powerful magical device that your Kalgurin friends can mine in order to obtain vast quantities of thaumaturgic dust.
23,000.
Blight encounters recreated in
boy.
Mirages have one of their lanes replaced by Ufarood enemies. Infested
Oh,
with
you
blight.
can see the marker.
This lane can reward a new base type,
Oh,
the Cord Belt. The implicit of this belt allows it to be anointed.
that's
causing it to
amazing.
grant a passive tree notable of your choosing.
Oh, there's gonna be so many more Blight players this league. I mean, I
As a
love
quick
Blight,
note,
so
Imprisoned Jinn will generally be near the
I'm
content
happy.
they can empower in the Mirages.
that's nice. So they have
you
like
don't need to
spawn.
worry too much about getting lucky with
spawn
where your
waiting of
content
some
generates
kind.
in an area.
That's
As
good.
the campaign doesn't generally contain too much additional league content for the Mirages to empower, we've gone and added a whole bunch that will force spawn near the Jinn.
Oh, okay,
So
cool.
your campaign experience will double down on being more action.
That's cool because then we
and
get more
rewarding.
mechanics to run during the campaign and more gear as
Now,
well.
of course, if you're traveling through Mirages, encountering new enemies, and slaying them, you can expect to find some new uniques.
Okay.
The Ufarood are not only torturers, but thieves, and have over the centuries stolen away priceless Maraketh artifacts. Using their powers of rot and disease, they have twisted these items to suit their own purposes. Flesh Render is one such
Damage over
artifact.
time.
An
Poison.
ancient and exquisite Maraketh blade
Ooh.
that has been
Wither.
tarnished and befouled. Its rusted and jagged edge
That'd be
is
cool.
perfect for poisoning and withering your enemies. However, Varashta
I haven't done
has
poison
in her
build in a
command
long time.
the power to restore these once lost Maraketh treasures to their former glory. Acquiring a coin of restoration by slaying monsters in Mirages allows any unique obtained from the Ufarood to be transformed into its Maraketh counterpart,
Okay.
its glorious original form. Flesh Render, for example, transforms into Sky Sunder. The original Maraketh
Wait, dot
blade
multi?
that radiates
Ignites
with
or
the glowing heat of the desert sun.
Oh, it's got like a
When you
built-in
ignite
proliferate
monsters,
too.
Sky Sunder reflects that ignite back to you, which proliferates to nearby enemies in a massive area.
Yeah, 2.8 meters.
If you meddle with the affairs of the Ufarood for too long, though, you may draw the ire of the Mirage League's new in-game boss, Suresh of the Weeping Black.
Oh. His head on the
Suresh
pike
also
reminds me of
has
an
a set
item.
Powerful, exclusive
Diamond
items.
resistance shrine with no
Yours for the taking,
flasks.
if
Intelligence
you're able
chaos.
to defeat him.
That's cool.
So that's the Mirage League. Now, to face all the new evils, you might want some righteous skills. Some holy skills. In 328, you'll have access to a slew of new options to bring divine devastation and return the faithless to their rightful graves.
Okay.
We're also introducing some supports to go with them, as well as some new transfigured gems. Let's go over a few examples. With Holy Hammers, you slam the ground to call down a hammer of justice from the sky. If this hits an enemy, an additional Holy Hammer will cascade forwards,
Oh.
which itself can further cascade.
I wonder if there's a
so
limit or if it's just permanent.
Expending a power charge when using the skill will call down an additional 2 hammers, which can also cause
That's
cascading
cool.
slams. The more numerous your foes, the more instruments of holy judgment.
That's actually going to be really good for Blight because there's so many enemies in the lanes.
Sweep is an old skill. In fact, it is so old.
Yes, it
that it's
is.
one of the very first skills ever implemented in Path of Exile.
So I guess I was right at the
15
beginning.
years ago. It's been long overdue for some attention.
Yeah. Wow, it's been
With
15.
328,
Holy.
it has been reworked into Holy Sweep. This skill converts
Okay, it
some
looks
of
a
your
lot
physical
cooler.
damage to lightning with shiny new effects to match. Some
Nice.
enemies struck by the initial sweep will have hammers of light batter them from above. These hammers cause area damage where they land, so clustered enemies are demolished by repeated impacts.
Oh, okay.
When successfully hitting an enemy with Holy Strike,
So you can kind of
you'll
shotgun
summon forth
groups.
a floating holy armament, a glowing mace that follows you closely.
Ooh.
These weapons are minions, and will
They're-
attack with
okay.
Holy Strike themselves
You're-
whenever you do.
I'm interested as soon as they
These
said
holy
minion.
armaments will copy the stats of your main hand weapon to deal their damage.
Oh.
Stand against your foes
That's
with
cool.
Shield of Light. A retaliation skill which will allow you to
More
unleash
retaliation.
a cone of holy light upon enemies after blocking a hit with your shield. Additional cones of light will also pour forth from your nearby allies when you hit with the skill. allowing
Oh,
you to
that's
recruit your holy
great
army
for
to create purging light.
like dominating blow or something like that.
Divine Blast emits a beam of holy light from your shield, coalescing into a hovering ball of energy. A few moments later, this unstable orb bursts,
That
exploding outward.
Looks a
with
little
divine
clunky to me. I wonder if they're not using a
Hallow
lot of...
supports melee attacks, causing them to inflict a new debuff, Hallowing Flame.
Okay.
Hallowing Flame builds up as charges on enemies, getting consumed when attacked. Consuming a stack of Hallowing Flame gives the attack that consumed it a significant amount of extra fire damage. But only those who did not inflict the Hallowing Flame are able to consume it.
Oh.
Perfect for those of you who enjoy a more supportive playstyle with your army of Holy Sentinels. Or friends, when they're online.
Okay. Thanks,
We've
Mark.
also added sources of this debuff to a number of other places, such as unique items, cluster jewels, and the Guardian Ascendancy class.
Yeah, with all the holy stuff, we might do Guardian.
We also have another batch of new transfigured gems, with many of these being variants for gems which previously had none. One example is the Shockwave Totem of Authority, which casts its higher damage dealing Nova at your location instead of its own. You might also enjoy Orb of Storms of Squalls. These storms warp directly to targets when you use lightning skills, and arc lightning upon doing so.
I
This
wonder if
gives
it
you
has a
mobile storm
cooldown.
of destruction that follows you as you dive into battle.
Yeah.
We'll leave the rest of the transfigured skills for you to comb through in the patch notes. Speaking of the patch notes, as always, we love to shake up the meta, so we've done a bunch of balance adjustments to a few other things as well, such as a pass on bloodline classes,
Nice.
expanded the passives available to the Templar section of the passive tree, and various improvements to existing holy themed skills such as Static Strike, Holy Flame Totem,
Nice.
and Dominating Blow.
Oh, I like... Very bright, but I like the look of that.
We're also doing our usual improvement to some of the least played Ascendancy classes. This time with a focus on Guardian and Warden.
Nice.
Speaking of Ascendancies, let's talk about the Scion and her new Reliquarian Ascendancy class. For those that have played the Legacy of Frisia events, this class will seem familiar. The Reliquarian is a learned Scion that has studied history at the Oriath Academy. She is a part of a secret society of Oriathans, dedicated to collecting and discerning the strange properties of unique items. All of her passive powers come from these unique items, found from throughout Rayclast. After ascending, first select the power of a unique armor.
Armor display.
Victario's influence increases the level of all your auras
Oh,
and gives them
right.
a much larger area of effect. Or instead, take Kilowava's Bluster, giving you a chance to have extreme elemental resistance against incoming hits.
So it's unique item upsides.
Pick from a unique weapon power. Widow Hail greatly increases the bonus.
I wonder if that stacks with Widow Hail.
Or Martyr's Teaching, which causes your minions' critical strike chance with attacks to be equal to your main hand weapons.
That's cool.
Lastly, pick your Crown Jewel, a unique jewelry power. Astral Projector causes Nova spells to cast from enemies
That's okay.
rather than from yourself.
Or AoE too.
Or take Astramentus, simply giving you a huge boost
60.
to all your attributes.
Okay.
Due to all the ways you can mix and match unique powers, the Reliquarian has more flexibility in how you build it compared to any other Ascendancy class in the game. Our plan going forward is for the Reliquarian to not be a static Ascendancy class, and between each expansion, the unique powers which are offered will change.
Oh, so they're
If
gonna
you don't
swap
like what she offers this
unique
expansion,
item.
hopefully she'll have the power of
That's
your favorite
cool.
unique item in the next one.
Little
Time
FOMO
to
mixed
move on to
in,
the
but
endgame. With this
Still
expansion,
cool.
we are aiming to liven up the endgame, giving players new experiences, strategies to leverage, and streamlining or removing the more frustrating tasks.
Quality of life is always good.
Extensive changes will be coming to the Atlas and how you engage with maps, without interfering with the beloved core experience that is
Again, hoping it takes a little bit from PoE 2.
In the last few endgame updates, you experienced Zana's story. How she helped defeat the Elder, tried to stop exiles from going mad in the Atlas, and faced new threats pouring forth from it. In the most recent expansion, she eventually realized that there was only one way forward: to destroy the Atlas. Zana's recent actions have now weakened the already strained and tattered edges of its realities, reshaping how we interact with the Atlas entirely. To explain how this changes your interactions with the Atlas, we first want to establish some context while having a bit of a trip down memory lane.
Oh boy.
27 expansions ago, back in Path of Exile 3.1.0,
It's been
the War
27
for the
expansions.
Atlas, we had a
Wow.
mechanic on the Atlas where the Shaper and Elder were engaged in war.
Influence stuff, right? If I
This
remember.
manifested as influence regions
Yeah.
on the Atlas that affected specific maps. The ever-changing influence regions made the Atlas feel more like a physically connected space, rather than
That's
just
fair.
a fancy way of visualizing a checklist of completed maps. However, one of the main frustrations with this mechanic was that you constantly needed many different specific maps in order to manipulate the influenced regions.
So you had to target them
We
specifically.
realized we'd love to again have mechanics that manifest physically on your Atlas, but we'd have to address the issue of always needing those specific maps.
Oh,
The first major change we'll be making to solve this
Let's
is
go.
divorcing map items from specific areas.
so it's like Waystones?
As an example, instead of having a Mesa map, you will now find, say, a Tier 10 map.
Yep. Okay,
To
cool.
open a Mesa map now, just locate and select Mesa on your Atlas, put in your map item, click activate, and you're good to go.
Nice. That's cool. That's great, actually.
That Mesa may drop a Tier 11 map. You can then immediately return to your map device, which will default to the last map run, and
Handy.
then run it again.
Especially for
Or
people that repeat
choose
maps.
a new map to use it on. It's your choice.
As little interface as possible to get back
This
in.
is one of the many benefits to this change, which is that if you're the type of player who enjoys chaining the same map over and over, or the type of player who prefers to jump around, it is equally easy to do
Oh,
either
your
strategy,
things
even switch
stay when
between
you
them
switch
at a
between them.
moment's
That's
notice.
nice.
For example, if one day you're farming burial chambers, hoping to eventually get a headhunter from divination cards,
One day.
and you decide you need a change of rhythm, you can seamlessly swap to your boss farming Atlas tree and spam Mesa for peak boss killing efficiency.
I like
Up
that.
until now, this would have required having some Mesa maps stashed, setting all your favored maps to Mesa,
Yeah.
or
After
doing
unlocking
a
them
whole
all.
bunch of trading. You'll also notice that the structure of the Atlas has changed.
Oh.
If you haven't played in a while, here's a look at it before and after.
Oh.
You
Center
will
start.
now begin at the center of the Atlas, with each corner housing one of 4 Voidstone slots.
Oh.
In addition, all content accessed from your map device now exists physically on the Atlas, so you can
I see the
everything
blight
available in the
there on
endgame
the left
as
side.
You reveal the Fog of War. This also means that all unique maps are now present on the Atlas, including some old favorites that are appearing for the first time.
Maelstrom of Chaos.
Don't worry though, you don't need to complete Hall of Grandmasters every league. You now gain 1 Atlas skill point per unique map completed, up to a maximum of 10.
Okay.
Given there are around 20 unique maps, you only need to complete the half you want. If you can get your
Which
hands
is
on them.
nice, because some might not
Note,
go with
you
your build well.
aren't losing any Atlas skill points. These are being moved to
138.
new places, and actually, you can get more than before.
Nice.
Due to Zana's actions, Egan now has a
Shaped
new goal
region.
and is determined to stop Zana's destruction by making use
Are
of
these
a mysterious
just
new
sextants?
discovery: arcane astrolabes. Zana is currently traversing the threads that weave the Atlas together,
Region
severing them.
containing blight encounters.
With these new astrolabes, Egan is able to trace her movement, but using them causes dangerous side effects. When you use an astrolabe on a map on the Atlas, a shaped region will manifest itself in that quadrant, affecting many of the maps within it.
It is.
There are many different kinds of astrolabes,
Ooh.
and they apply different types of shaped
That's
regions.
cool.
For
I wonder if you
example,
can apply
abyssal
multiple on
region,
top of each other.
which causes all the maps to have an additional abyss. Or a blighted region, which adds a blight encounter.
That's what we're using, probably.
Completing the content added by the astrolabe will remove the shaped region's influence from that map.
Okay.
Upon doing so, every other map remaining in the shaped region will gain an additional modifier.
53
This
double
means as you
reward.
progress through the shaped region, maps you run will become more and more intense, with the relevant mechanic getting more and more juiced.
Wow. Those are some good
Finally,
modifiers
at
too,
end
like the
of region of
reopenable.
maps, once you have successfully rid the atlas of the shaped region, Egan will take you to one of 4 memory vaults, where there are powerful rewards to be had.
I wonder if the vaults are based
He
on the
cares
quadrant,
only for the knowledge hidden within that vault, so any items are yours for the taking.
or they're just random.
Each vault is associated with a specific quadrant on the atlas.
Oh,
So
there you
you're
go.
able to target a certain vault if you're wanting to try get a specific type of reward. One such vault is the Archon's Vault.
Just a
where
casual
we
void
reward
battery?
with powerful unique items. Or the Zealot's Vault
Or
to
Divine
acquire
Orb.
valuable currency items. This new shaped region system is one that promotes running many different
It
maps.
said collapses different
But for
map.
players that want to
Oh,
engage with this new system while still wanting to run the same map over and over again,
yeah.
the synthesized stability keystone on the Atlas tree enables exactly that.
So you can keep doing the single map, but
With all
instead
the
of
new
consuming
engine
it on that
changes,
map, it'll
we
consume
thought
it
would
from
be
one of the
also
others.
Good to mention some handy tips and tricks for quickly navigating the new Atlas.
Okay.
When using the map device, the Atlas defaults to your previously run map.
Which is nice.
So running the same map over and over is as few clicks as possible.
Yeah.
You can right-click unique maps or map fragments in your inventory to
Handy.
automatically open your atlas to that location.
Again, quality
with
of
the
life
map
is great.
Already placed and ready to run. When you select a special area that requires multiple items, such as to fight at Zeri or open the domain of timeless
Oh,
conflict,
that's beautiful.
if you have the fragments to access that in your inventory,
It's auto-loaded.
it will automatically add them to the map device in the right spot.
Awesome.
That's the core of the new endgame. But there's a lot more endgame changes coming in 328. Let's blast through them. Over the last few expansions, we've been working on streamlining the mapping experience. And we wanted to continue to minimize
no.
busy work so
Oh.
you can spend more time doing what you
Doesn't
love.
have a loot filter
killing
on. My
monsters
eyes.
and getting loot. To that end, we've made a number of changes. We won't get into too much detail, but here's a quick summary of what you can expect to have received
Oh
adjustment.
my.
We've removed cartographer's chisels and
Oh.
map device crafts entirely.
Nice.
The loss of content and loot here has been compensated for in other places.
App quantity 25%. Okay.
Void
then more
Stones
objectives.
now grant special global bonuses while socketed on your atlas, including adding the new Originator Void Stone, which enables specific atlas bosses to drop exceptional supports. We'll elaborate more on that in the next section. T17 maps as you know it have effectively been removed.
Thank goodness.
The bosses have been kept around.
I did not like
but
those.
They better fulfill their original purpose of being a gateway to target farm uber pinnacle bosses.
They tried to make it
The
work, but
most annoying modifiers on Originator maps have been removed or replaced.
thank
No
you.
more getting turned into a slug for simply using skills.
Yeah.
And no more will you be incapable of dealing damage periodically.
Okay.
Petal
That's good.
skills in Originator maps have been removed.
Oh.
However, some of their effects are now available from the altars and memory threads.
Okay, cool.
Memory tears, instead of adding a memory thread to your atlas, will now drop an itemized version
So
of
they're
that
tradable now too.
allowing you to save it for later or trade it at your leisure.
Nice.
We've added new scarabs, such as this Expedition Scarab of Infusion, which can generate some truly tempting logbooks. And for those of you looking to take on the ultimate one-on-one fight,
Exceptional
the Anarchy
Rogue
Scarab of the
Exile.
Exceptional will place a true antagonist-level Rogue Exile threat in your map, empowered by every type of Wildwood
Oh.
Wisp, possessed by a tormented spirit, augmented with rare monster modifiers,
Holy cow.
and affected by a shrine, this Exile is not to be trifled
I
with.
know that will never be used on hardcore.
Alongside that, we've also changed some, such as the Beyond Scarab of Resurgence, which now causes all 3 Beyond bosses to appear when a Beyond boss would spawn
That's
in your
cool.
map.
I like that. Not many people do Beyond, though.
On top of that, we've made improvements to a number of weak Atlas Tree passives, such as Pillage and Plunder, which now grants a chance for items dropped by Syndicate members
Oh.
to have a Fractured Veiled mod.
That's
Check
awesome.
out the new
Only 5%
Paths
though.
Not Taken Keystone, which means your maps on average will drop twice as many divination cards. But
Oh.
which ones can drop will be a mystery. And last, but not least, we've also made some changes to King's March.
Okay, King's March I like a lot, so let's
Such
see.
as, we've swapped the rewards given by sending ore and crops.
Oh. Okay.
I wonder what this new port will send back. Ports will now give more rewards for favored
You
resources.
can re-roll.
And you can even re-roll them for gold.
Oh, thank
if they're not
goodness.
offering what you're after.
Oh, the amount of times we had to swap all
Specific
our
ports
crops
will now
because
reward
we
specific
needed to reset
tattoos
them.
And rune grafts, making it easier
That's
to
nice,
target
too.
the ones you want. Not to mention, the Kalgurans have discovered several new powerful rune grafts for you to get your hands on, such
Okay.
as the Rune Graft of Fury, which causes you to gain rage on using a life flask,
Huh.
and the Rune Graft of Resurgence, which causes Arcane Surge to also
Ooh.
grant life regeneration.
That's nice. I
We
wonder if you could
mentioned
fit
earlier
that
about the
in
originator
on
Voidstone,
RF.
enabling access to exceptional supports. So let's get into that, as there's a decent amount to cover.
Okay.
After defeating the incarnations of Fear, Neglect, and Dread, you will obtain the Originator Voidstone. As mentioned earlier, this Voidstone allows new, exceptional support gems to drop from many bosses across the Atlas. These new supports are an improvement over the old Awakened support system, which is being phased out.
Oh, okay, so they're getting rid of Awakens.
Awakened supports have long been a capstone investment for a character,
Mm-hmm.
but there's existed a gulf
Like in
between the
Power.
more interesting ones, such as Awakened Spell Cascade, which has some additional transformative effect, as opposed to some of the simpler Awakened supports, which just have slightly higher numerical values.
Yeah.
Exceptional supports will all be transformative, serving as an additional late-game tool to customize your build around, and extending character
Wow.
customization and creation even later into a build's life. One
I'll
of the
try that
goals
one with
here is
Smite.
to provide interesting build choices even at
40%
later
increased
levels
cooldown.
and deep into the endgame. However,
Sad
we are
can't do
certainly
minions,
not aiming
but
to reduce top-end player power with these changes. Exceptional supports will still be super strong. If used well, they will catapult your character even further than before. So, how many are there, and what exactly do they do? There are over 40 new exceptional supports to discover,
nice.
adding additional enticing drops to bosses.
I see, like,
that may
chain,
otherwise have felt
poison,
not
stuff
as
like that.
worthwhile to run, giving
Orc.
players extra reason to take on those challenges. For instance, from the King in the Mists, we have the Hex Toad support. This support creates areas of
Oh, it's
swampy
like
cursed ground,
the
which spawns
spellcasters
toads
that they
bounce
have.
towards enemies and then explode.
That's
dealing
funny.
chaos damage. From the Uber Elder,
They don't count
we
as
have the
minions,
Void
sadly.
Storm support, which causes your raining attacks to create celestial
That
storms
looks
of
cool.
energy that grow over time, detonating as you approach for massive damage. Defeating the incarnation of Neglect may win you the Frost Mage support.
Nice.
Similar to the existing Archmage support, you are rewarded for stacking mana to enhance your spells
Cold instead of
with
lightning.
extraordinary cold damage. We'll tease some more of these before launch, but there will be many, many more for you to discover.
Nice. Okay, cool.
Keepers of the Flame is coming back.
They did say
However,
this.
We do know that many players have issues with the walls in Hive encounters. In
I
order to
didn't
address
as
these
much,
concerns,
but fair.
We'll be making a number of changes. One of the biggest problems is that walls would block your projectiles, meaning that when a hive randomly spawned in your map, it would make it harder to clear. In order to prevent that, walls and hive encounters will now be destroyed by any damage.
Oh. I'll talk about this after, but I actually
But
don't
we
like
also
that.
wanted to make sure we reduce the visual clutter they cause. Hives and their walls are now smaller. To allow players to engage with hive encounters quicker when they do want to help Aelith, we've added a new Atlas passive which drastically increases the detonation area
remove
of
them
unstable
instead.
burrows, causing them to reliably chain react and destroy the majority of remaining walls. For those who don't want to deal with the walls at all, there's now a pair of keystones
there
that
you go.
allow you to block hive encounters or unstable breaches, if you
Okay.
want. Now that this is a core league, we don't want you to have to grow your Genesis tree from scratch on every league start. So now, each womb gift slot is already usable by default, and access to the Monastery of the Keepers will be gained by finding Aelith starting in Act 6 Mudflats.
Okay.
Now with Atlas Tree and Scarab support, you can have multiple unstable breach encounters active in a single area, for maximum ruckus. Speaking of Atlas Tree and Scarab
Ruckus.
support, we've
I like that
added
word.
plenty. Here are a few examples. The Massing Forces Atlas notable grants a chance to have additional unstable breaches in your maps.
That's cool.
The Breach Scarab of the Marshal guarantees a breach boss or hive fortress, while the Breach Scarab of the Incensed Swarm replaces all of Aelith's skills with Enrage the Hive, increasing the difficulty and reward from hive monsters in all subsequent waves.
It's scary.
Graft items will no longer exist.
Yes.
We've moved several of the graft skills to new
I wonder if it's just going to be a
exceptional
currency that you gain like gold
supports,
then.
such as the Hiveborn support, which summons
Because the
an
grafts
army
are the
of
thing
breach
that
minions to
held
do your
the
bidding
blood before.
when you use a supported offering skill.
More minions for the Zoomancer.
And the Foul Grasp support, which calls forth a field of grasping breach hands when you recall brands, exploding for heavy lightning damage when enemies approach them. We're looking forward to seeing how these improvements and additions are received, alongside a lot of what Keepers also has to offer. From the new bosses in their bloodline, through to the Genesis tree and its many different crafting options, like Foulborn Uniques. Also with its new narrative, we look forward to extrapolating on all of this and learning more about Aelith, the Hiveborn, and its Breach Lords in the future. That covers all the new content we're adding, and that was a lot.
Yep,
From a
it
new
was.
in-game system, several new reward types, new ways to juice maps, all of which you can double up in the new Mirage League, and all that alongside a suite of new holy skills, a new ascendancy class, and an insane amount of new character customization in the endgame. However, an important part of Path of Exile expansions is making sure there is a continued effort to improve quality of life. So let's get into that now.
There was a lot of it already, to be honest.
You can now favorite trades on the currency exchange.
Oh.
This consists of selecting two currencies that you want to be able to trade between with a single click, and setting them as a favorite trade. Favorite
Oh, that's
trades will
cool.
appear by default on opening the currency exchange, and will still auto-suggest a ratio based on recent trade data.
Nice, okay.
A further improvement to the currency exchange is the ability to open and interact with your stash while you have the exchange window open.
Fair.
Now, when trading in a full set of divination cards, it will automatically be handed in to become the resultant item.
I remember when they did
If you
the
then turn in another set immediately,
divination
the reward
challenge
from
to
the
pick
previous
up and
set will
turn
be
them all in.
transferred to your inventory directly.
That's
assuming
cool.
there's enough free space to do so. Labyrinth font crafts that previously gave a random transfigured gem now allow you to choose which transfigured gem of that type
Oh, cool.
you'd like to receive.
That's nice.
The asynchronous trade item sale history is now hoverable, with full item descriptions of the sold item.
Cool, but I don't know.
When using Divine
why.
Orbs, you can now tell exactly which modifiers can be randomized.
Oh, that's cool. I appreciate that.
The ritual icon will now glow if you've got significant unspent tribute in an area and all rituals are complete. And a pop-up will appear after the final ritual completion. Also on the topic of ritual, you can now quick use vessels on completed rituals.
Nice.
Have you ever tried to click a divine shrine surrounded by enemies and find it extremely difficult to click?
Yep.
Well, shrines now take priority over monsters when
That's
clicking
nice.
in an area they overlap.
I appreciate that.
Since 3.24, we've been looking to add new ways to improve the campaign experience, and 3.28 is no different. This patch, we've added over 20 landmark rooms throughout the campaign, scattered across all 10 acts.
It's like
Some
2
of
per
these
act.
reward some pretty useful stuff. so keep an eye out for the new and unexpected rooms, side
Ooh.
passages,
That's
chests,
the
and
wall
encounters
into
as you
Sarn, I
progress
think.
throughout Rayclast. We want most of these to be a
The
surprise,
spider.
but we'll show you just one. There is now a small central island in the Karui Fortress, all inhabitants of which will drop a basic tattoo when slain.
Oh, that's nice.
Next up, we're going to be talking about our new supporter packs. Today, we're launching 2 new series of supporter packs. The Curator of Wisdom and Iron Incarcerator packs.
I hear
Each tier contains
boss
the pack's
music
full
in my
face value
ear.
in points, alongside
My favorite
several
boss music.
exclusive microtransactions. As always, the microtransactions in these packs are purely cosmetic and do not affect your character's power or progression in any way. The Curator of Wisdom series of supporter packs contains 7 exclusive microtransactions. The Traveling Wisdom back attachment has all the necessary tools you may require to chronicle your journey,
Little rat.
complete with
That's
a
cool.
helpful rat friend.
That's funny.
These chronicles will activate their magic upon identifying items, and will track the number of items identified of each rarity.
That's cool.
Just hover the item, or link it in chat to show it off. The Acquired Wisdom Unique Finisher effect summons an ancient scroll that consumes unique enemies and the knowledge they hold. Most exiles would struggle carrying piles of scrolls while traveling Rayclast, but the Grand Curator of Wisdom armor set is perfect for the adventurous scholar. Any expert curator knows that scrolls hold more than just knowledge.
If you ever want to
They
do
also
a
hold power.
Gandalf cosplay,
As you cast spells, the scrolls attached to the armor will burn away.
That's
before
cool.
rematerializing shortly after. It also features a series of helmet variations, so you can get precisely the look you're after. Summon your Scroll Shaper familiar pet to follow alongside you. This creature is
That's
formed
cool.
from folded magical texts, and can shapeshift between
it's like
different
a
forms.
Pepakura bird.
You can think of this as having multiple pets in one. It can fold into a fox, and then even burn away,
Firefox, funny.
reforming into a flying bird. This series of packs also contains the Scroll Portals. Jumbo-sized versions
I
of the
do
Scroll
like
of
the blue
Wisdom
one.
and Portal Scroll that you can make a quick retreat through.
Reminds me of the
A
butterfly
supreme
armor.
Catalogue of knowledge can't remain in one place for too long and risk being pillaged by thieves.
Oh, I just saw his
Titan
eyes.
Apex Hideout features a colossal titan who carries your base of
Yeah.
operations atop their shoulders, constantly moving through a boundless desert. The Iron Incarcerator pack also contains 6 exclusive microtransactions.
Oh, fun.
The Incarcerator's Restraints back attachment features stockades that were used to immobilize prisoners by
I like
binding
that
them to
effect.
the earth as they were tortured for their wrongdoings. Shackles envelop your choice of torturing device when using the Chains of the Incarcerator weapon effect. These
Don't
chains
normally
shatter
use
into lengths
effects.
as you batter enemies. Make your way through Rayclast as a walking penitentiary, intimidating your enemies with the elite Iron Incarcerator
That looks like the
armor set.
Theridun.
After a long day of tracking down criminals, step into the Iron Maiden portal to retreat to your torture chamber. It acts as a great deterrent for would-be intruders. This peculiar creature was a favorite amongst incarcerators. They would be sent into the midst of prison riots to mesmerize and control the toughest of minds. Use their talents to charm other players' pets, causing them to abandon their owners.
That's
And
hilarious.
follow in line behind you instead, at least until it wears off. What better way
Your
to execute
goblin
prisoners when
musicians
your
are now
torturing has
mine.
depleted their value? Harvest their souls to fuel this map device, condemning them to eternal incarceration. Your kills within the map are also recorded based on the rarity of the monster.
That's cool.
You can choose to pin an execution session that you're satisfied with on
Oh.
this miniature leaderboard, which is displayed for all that dare enter your hideout.
That's cool.
Additionally, all microtransactions from these supporter packs will be made available for use in Path of Exile 2. Thank
Very
you
nice.
so much for your ongoing support.
All right. Well, there's a couple things I want to look at here really quick that I saw.
These wish in the Mirage, of
Hold on a
course.
sec. So where is... Yeah, so
The
this
Weeping
boss, this looks like an item in the game right now. I think it's a scepter. Unique scepters. What is it called? It's the zombie one, I think. Oh, it might be a mace. Oh, is it not? I can't remember. Wand? Yeah. Hold on a sec here. This one. I don't know why, but it reminded me of the Midnight Bargain. Just the way that's kind of sitting there. Sir. Yeah, I think that was the one. Not sure why, but I got a little bit of flashbacks on that.
Suresh also has
There
a
was
set
also...
of powerful, exclusive items. Yours for the taking,
Trying to
if you're
remember
able to defeat him.
where I saw...
So that's the Mirage League. Now, to
The
face all
fact that
new
they're
skills.
doing
In
sweep
fact,
again
it
is
so old
crazy.
that it's one of the very first skills ever implemented in Path of Exile, over a bunch of new transfigured gems, with many of these being variants for gems which previously had none. One example is the Shockwave Totem of Authority, which casts its higher damage dealing Nova at your location instead of its own.
So I definitely
You
like
might
the
also
Atlas
enjoy
changes,
Orb
though.
of Storms of Squalls. These storms warp directly to targets when you use lightning skills, and arc lightning upon doing so. This gives you a mobile storm of destruction.
There's a couple of
Finally-
questions that we'll probably be able to find out in the patch notes, like, for example, if that Orb of Squalls has an internal cooldown or something like that. This one's cool, though. I wonder if... So, it gets more difficult as you complete the maps, right? So, these are all the blight buffs from that. It looks like each of them... I guess this one has more than 6. So maybe it's based on an area randomly. But, like, for example, if I get all of these down to 1, if I use another blight... Astrolabe, I guess they're called. I wanted to say sextant. Does it continue building? Like, if you really wanted to push for it. Because I don't think it
The run will become
specified...
more and more intense. Shaped region will
Let's see.
manifest itself in that quadrant.
Adds a shaped region to the quadrant of the Atlas. So it doesn't say if there's limits or anything like that on them.
Affecting many of the maps within it. There are many different kinds of astrolabes, and they apply different types of shaped regions.
There was
For example,
something else,
an
too.
abyssal region, such as this Expedition Scarab of Infusion, which can generate some truly tempting logbooks.
I am very happy
If they're
that
not
they have the
offering what you're
reroll,
after.
though. That's awesome for me, too.
Specific ports will now reward specific tattoos and rune grafts, making it easier to target the ones you want.
Oh, keepers. Okay,
Your projectiles.
so this right here.
Meaning that when a hive randomly spawned in your map, it would make it harder to clear. In order to prevent that,
So hive walls will now be destroyed by any damage. So you can see firing the bow, or
Walls
I
and
can't
hive
see the
encounters
actual
will now be
thing.
destroyed by
But here, let me turn this off really quick. Yeah. I don't like that because I actually liked using the walls to funnel enemies. Right? So I would push in to the breach. Like if I go back a bit here to where they show
a number of changing that when a
here. So let's say I started down here at the bottom of the map. Actually, I can turn this on now. So if I started down here and I pushed in and the circle around you, say, is like this big, right? So we'd clear this out and then I'd push up towards the center if I didn't want to do a full clear of all the nodes, okay? So by doing that, it forces the enemies down this funnel. So you can essentially like route enemies the way you want to. But now, with this, any damage breaks them. So, like, if you're a ranged character and you're doing like ricocheting shots everywhere, it just completely obliterates all the walls. So I'm not too much a fan on that.
In order to prevent that, walls and hive encounters will now be destroyed by any damage.
I hope there's something else that we can change that, but I do like that they made them physically smaller. They kind of condensed the area a little bit. But I still like the fact that you could, you know, for those that play like zombies and stuff like that a lot, you could train, like zombie train them through specific areas the way you wanted to. But obviously now that's not possible, because any of your abilities will destroy the wall as soon as they take an instance of damage. So, and the other thing too is they said that they're getting rid of,
but we've moved several of the graph.
Yeah, so they got rid of graphs, but graphs were the items that held your graph blood. So I wonder if it's just going to be like a currency like gold, or is there like an internal limit that you can hold, like say 5,000 or something like that?
Skills to new exceptional supports.
So that's going to be interesting to see.
Such as the Hiveborn support.
Yeah, so I saw this one counted. I was sad that the frogs didn't count. I think it was the frog. Yeah, the hex toad. It doesn't count as a minion.
From the King in the Mists, we have
which would have been
Toad
funny
support.
if it was.
This support creates areas of swamp.
I guess it looks like they don't have health or anything like that, so you don't have to worry about them dying.
Dealing chaos damage. From the Uber Elder, we have the Void Storm support.
More damage. Okay. I was wondering if it had its own base damage, but it looks like it's just based off your attack. So that's really cool. I like that they added new blight stuff. That belt is going to be awesome.
With type. The core causing it to grant the implicit.
Yeah, it can be anointed. That's awesome. So I'm trying to remember if I went full blight gear again. What? So it's the necklace has multiple. It's 3 anoints, I think. Then you can anoint the helmet, the gloves, the boots, and now the belt. And obviously you can anoint. Wow. So we can go full skills if we really want to.
Of this belt allows it to be anointed.
But I like that Blight's getting more too. Because I really enjoy Blight, but not many people did Blight. And I really like this, that you can double up on them. Because that's the one thing I wish that they could do, is have more than one Blight in a map, and this makes it possible. Because in the Sextant changes here, I went way too far, yeah. I think it specifically says adds a blight to the map. Because you can't craft anything. They did say they removed map crafting. So adds a shape region containing blight encounters. I'm assuming that still means only one per map, but if you get the Mirage, you could run them twice. Which is nice, because then it kind of makes it more worthwhile. I'm interested to see how Blighted and Blight Ravaged maps look like with this. But there's going to be such a, like a... Oh, well, okay. I don't know how rare... Because this implies that you need to get the alternative, because they say it can, right?
Everything you did recreated copies of, and this has some side effects.
Let's see.
For one, a recreation may not be perfect.
Yeah.
The factions of a legion may differ from the one the Mirage copied. Or, the variety of strongboxes may change.
The empowered
More
one.
importantly, the mechanic may be empowered.
Okay, so yeah, the empowerment is not guaranteed. So it depends on how rare the empowerment is, because the empowerment is what gives you... Because I saw this icon here is obviously new. So... this is probably that
Contain
lane.
Vast quantities of thaumaturgic dust.
Okay, so you would need to have a Mirage near a Blight. You would probably want to do the Blight first. Then you would enter into the Mirage to do the second Blight. But you would also need to roll the empowered chance on the Blight. So yeah, it really depends on that. How expensive the belt and oils are going to be. Because if it's more common, more people are going to buy Anoints. So we'll have to see. But it's still, the fact that they're adding more to it makes me very happy. Cassia got some love.
Counters recreated in Mirages have one of their lanes replaced by upper road enemies.
Yeah.
Infested with blight.
Oh, that's the other thing too, is what are these enemies like? Because normally they have like a resistance of some kind, so I wonder if they have resistance to something specific. Not sure. But then you would obviously need to win the map. Because it's a reward from that lane. So that lane needs to be dealt with in order to have a chance to drop the belt.
This lane can reward a new best type,
Yeah.
the Cord Belt. The implicit of this belt allows it to be anointed, causing it to grant a passive tree notable of your choosing.
Yeah. The other one, Mirage Tech might crash the oil market, to be honest. It might. So it's nice that you can run multiple of them, but yeah, you're right. That technically means you're getting double the oils in every map you run, if it happens to be duplicated. So yeah, you're totally right on that. But this also means even if the market goes down, there'll probably be more use of it. So like the price might go down a lot at the beginning, but then it kind of might balance out a little bit more. It's a little hard to say, especially when people are going to be creating new characters after their first character. Generally, people want anointed gear, like at least pretty quick. So they might purchase it for second or alts. Exactly, yeah, the belt might make people want to buy more. Yeah, gold and silver especially for some of those passives. Yeah. I'm just interested because they did say it includes all map modifiers. I'm assuming that includes Atlas. Like Atlas skill tree stuff. So if we spec into Blight, that's crazy. I'm very happy about that. And settlers. I like settlers as well, so I like to see the changes. Plus, we got a new port to see what they give. The other thing, though, that I saw, which was really cool, was this one.
Reward for these new threats. Mirage ultimatums can provide the new sinister.
This one. So Sinistral and Dextral Catalyst enhances suffixes or prefixes, I'm assuming, on a ring, amulet, or belt. These, for one, are probably going to be super expensive. But it's going to be crazy because you have, I think, the Cogwork ring is one of them. Is Cogwork the one with suffixes or prefixes? I can't remember. I don't use them very often. But it essentially gets rid of one base, like, prefix slot to add more of the other. So I think it's like you only have one prefix, but the rest are suffix. So instead of 3 and 3, it's like 1 and 5. Suffixes. Okay, yeah. My plan was literally spec into Blight and Settlement. Yeah. 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 Okay, it is suffies. Okay. So yeah. Like, so these catalysts on those rings are going to be insane. Especially since you can get some really powerful rings. Especially for, I mean, I like doing, Righteous Fire sometimes. So, like, Righteous Fire suffixes. Yeah. That's pretty nice. Like, if you're doing, because that covers, is that life regeneration rate through like fire resistance with Chieftain? So that's pretty crazy. That's another one I saw.
Or dextral catalysts. These catalyze jewelry with increased effect of either prefix or suffix modifiers.
I'm also interested in trying to see some of the new holy skills, which are interesting. Like this one, they said that if it hits an enemy, it repeats.
If this hits an enemy, an additional holy hammer will cascade forwards.
Right.
Which itself can further cascade, and so forth.
Okay, but they don't show the skill itself. I wonder if there's a limit. Because if there isn't a limit, this is what I might start with. For one reason in particular. If it endlessly cascades, you can just hit once, and this would cascade through an entire Blight line. Not to mention, things like Sweep would be really good because it has a chance of proccing the hammer AoE on every enemy in a lane. And it does shotgun with it, they specifically said. But yeah, like, so you imagine power charge usage with this hammer in Blight.
Will call down an additional 2 hammers.
Yeah.
Which can also cause cascading slams. The more new
Beano's kitchen knife. No, we haven't read over the patch notes yet. We're going to be doing that probably either tomorrow or Sunday, just because there's a lot. That's what I plan on playing. Poison Prolif. Yeah, I saw the Fire Prolif, which was really cool. Also, this is just a cool sword too. I'm interested to see what people come up with, like you know, Blade Storm or something like that, or you know, good old Whirlwind. Damage over time multi is really nice. And it's a 35% chance to, not increased. So you poison up to 12 poisons with the weapon. 3 additional, so you poison 4 times per hit total, the 1 base, if it procs, and then you get 3 additional, so 4. So you only have to hit an enemy 3 times, and they'll be at 12 poisons. And then when you hit them a 4th time, it inflicts Wither from then on. Like, that's really cool. They're making Beanos go from spreading poison to something near 1.5 meters to spreading it 3 meters, effectively increasing. That's crazy. Well, they did the same thing with this one, right? I think it's like 2.8 meters. Like, that's a huge ignite proliferation. Like, this... Because it also... Physical damage converted to fire damage. I'm interested to see what skills really work with this. Because I'm like, does that work with Meatball? Like, you probably want like scepters or wands or something for more benefits, but even something like Magma. Yeah, 2.8 Ignite Prolif is insane. Yeah. Well, the other thing I was thinking, okay, so this would be a little more difficult on Righteous Fire, but that would proliferate the Hinakora's Ignite pop more. And I think they increased it. I saw that someone had mentioned, I don't remember if it was on Discord or somewhere else, but someone said that Hinakora got buff/nerfed. So it went from if I remember correctly, it went from 500% health down to 250, but the chance went up to 10% on kill instead of 5%, which is huge. Because you're not really, like, the downside is more, you're not really using Righteous Fire for any type of boss damage, right? So you're wanting it to clear more. So having double the chance to explode is pretty cool, because then you can like walk around. Like, if you proliferate Ignite based on the pop damage with Hinakora, that would be cool. There's some interesting stuff too. And again, I don't know if this would be optimal in any way, but it would be hilarious because it is all physical is converted to fire damage. And then you could use, is it Battle Mage? All of your weapon damage is added to your spells. So that's like up to 258 base fire damage that you could add to Meteor. Like Firestorm of Meteors, for example. Because I know that used to be a fun Ignite build, but I don't know how much that's really used anymore. I used to love doing meatball totems, but then they added the limit of how many meatballs could be thrown at a time.
Which proliferates to nearby enemies in a massive area.
The other thing I saw here too was, I think it was in the Ascendancy here, they were showing it somewhere.
Widow Hail greatly increases the bonuses.
So
That's unique.
I think this is Forbidden Right. So they haven't said if this is getting a transfigured gem. I know people are asking for it,
Powers.
but it looks like they're also using the ranged Nova
The
effect.
Valkyrian has more
Yeah.
flexibility in how you build it compared to any other Ascendant.
So I wonder if they're showing this off as kind of like a teaser that it will get something, which is nice because I know a lot of people have been asking for buffs for a lot of chaos-based stuff, which I really like because of if chaos gets buffed, our Macross Missile Massacre totem build gets even better. So this is cool to see. So I'm wondering if they're showing this off as kind of like a teaser to it, because they do, GGG will do that. And then there's also the Hidden Ascendancy they showed off. I don't remember where it was. I think it was...
Double down on being more action-packed.
Yeah, here. Oh my gosh, loud. So, because this is based on the Necromancer, or he kind of looks like a Lich almost, Plus, we talked about this earlier, that his staff looks like the Midnight Bargain scepter or wand. So I wonder if they're related. But I'm hoping any of these are minion related, like these guys here. Like they look like they have like characters in them. It's a little hard to go off of just based off the imagery. Like this looks like it would be extra minions. If it was minion based, this would be something on hit. Looks like projectiles related maybe. But yeah,
Random support
I am super excited.
with 328.
Especially
it has
for
been reworked
sweep.
into
Oh my
Holy
goodness.
Sweep. This
It's
skill
been so
converts some of your
long.
Physical damage to lightning with shiny new effects to match.
But yeah, so
Some enemies struck by the initial sweep
Here.
will have hammers of light batter them from above. These hammers cause area damage where they land.
Yeah.
So clustered enemies are demolished by repeated impact.
So yeah, so they're hit by each impact, not once, so you can shotgun groups with this. Which again is another reason I was like, you know what, that might be really good for Blight, because if you're standing there and you hit 20 enemies with a single swipe, up to 50 probably, you're gonna shotgun lanes with that.
When successfully hitting an enemy with holy
This one's
strike,
cool too,
you'll
especially
summon
because
forth
this,
a floating holy armament.
because it goes off of
A
your
glowing mace
weapon
that follows
damage
you closely.
and stats.
These weapons are minions, and will attack with Holy Strike themselves whenever you do.
Oh, so they're also minions, which means the lightning shield retaliation skill would proc off them too, right?
Getting consumed when attacked.
Where is
Consuming?
it?
The more instruments of Holy Judgment by the initial sweep will have hammers of light skill. In fact, it is so old that it's one of the very light will also pour
Yeah, here.
Domination skill, which will allow you. Additional cones of light will also pour forth from your nearby allies.
It's allies. So yeah, so if you have any of the minions like those and you use Holy Shield as a retribution skill, you're just gonna get like a blinding shotgun of like lightning.
When you hit with the skill, allowing you to recruit your holy army.
It
to
does
create
look like it's
purging
really
lights
close
when
range
you
though,
hit with
because
the-
if you look here, there's minions behind him,
allowing you to recruit.
but right there, he activated it here. These minions didn't use it. So I wonder if it's gonna be like a very close range proc. It would be nice if it was a larger range, but
Recruit your holy army to create purging light.
yeah, like it looked like these two used it, but these far back ones didn't. And that's not bad range, but it's not great, especially when a lot of your minions are going to be aggro.
Divine Blast.
This one is the other one I'm kind of interested in, but I don't know. It looks very clunky. Now, to be fair, it looks like they only have 2 support gems in it. Or it might be this one. So I'm not sure. But like, if you add multiple projectiles, if you can, does it make multiple of these AoEs, and can you cluster
Emits a beam of holy
like
light from
shotgun
your
with it?
shield,
But I'm not sure.
coalescing into a hovering ball of energy. A few moments later, this unstable orb bursts, exploding outward with divine power.
Well, he does specifically say orb. So I wonder if it kind of follows the same limited effect as like solar orb or the lightning one. Can't remember the name of it off the top of my head.
Attacks, causing them to inflict a new debuff.
This is
Halloween
also
Flame.
cool, but it
Halloween
depends
Flame
on
builds
how
up-
much. Like, if Hallowing Flame is strong enough with its added fire damage, I could definitely see it being great. But it's like you would need to really... Well, one, you're going to have to apply it quickly so that your minions could use it. Like, I guess the hammers might be pretty good. Smite and Val Smite might be great too, because it's like an instant hit. And you could do some attack speed. But you're also losing, obviously, a skill to apply that that could just be buffing your minions.
As charges on enemies, getting consumed when attacked.
Because
Consuming a stack of Hallowing Flame gives the attack that consumed it a significant amount of extra fire damage.
They did say here, I think Templar.
Usual improvement to some of the least played ascendancy
Critical chance is lucky. Damage of enemies hitting you is unlucky. Damage with hits is unlucky. Oh. Interesting.
classes. This time
Every 4 seconds, regain 100% of health.
with a focus on Guardian.
Oh, maybe it's not here. Maybe it's in Holy Skills.
When they're online. We've also added sources of this debuff.
So, inflict flame on hit while on consecrated ground. And on just on hit for Supreme
To a number
Truth.
of other places, such as unique items, cluster jewels.
I wonder if it counts as an exerted attack. Not sure. It doesn't, well, it says holy word, so I'm assuming that's the skill benefiting it, but they don't say what it actually does. But this one.
Guardian
So inflict Hallowing Flame on any melee hits. You can also inflict +1, and I think they said it's 3. Might be 4. So +1, 10% of physical damage is extra lightning for each of your Hallowing Flames that have been removed in the past 4 seconds, up to 80%. Wow. That's not too much when you think about it, right? If you're in a group, that's only 8 procs you have to hit to get 80% of physical as lightning. Hallowing Flame makes you gain 10 fizz light up to 80. Yeah. Might be a typo since he said fire in the video. No, so what I'm thinking is it's an addition. So the Hallowing Flame, yeah, so the Hallowing Flame itself is added fire, but this also makes you gain extra lightning for each of your Hallowing Flame that procced. So it's like you're giving fire damage to your minions, or other players if you're playing with other people, but you are also getting extra lightning on top of it, which is pretty nice. I wonder what the small node's going to be before it. Not sure. Just like lightning resist or something.
and ascendancy class.
I wonder what other changes they've made to the Guardian.
Scion.
Yeah.
And her
Also, Reliquarian's interesting too. There's a couple other... Like, this is the time vial, it looks like, right? Because yeah, they actually look like the items. Like, this one is the
Widow Hail
Aura
greatly
one.
increases the bonuses gained from your quiver.
Also, I wonder if this stacks with the unique item. So if you select Widow Hail from the Ascendancy, 14% increased armor, 5% max ES, and minions deal 10% incoming damage. Okay, cool. But I think previously they limited it if you had like one of these. But I don't know, it doesn't say that there's any restriction. So if you have the Widow Hail Ascendancy, plus you're actually using the Widow Hail, that's gonna be a disgusting quiver.
Or Marta's teaching, which
Like, ugh. And this is the lightning one, I think. The lightning axe. One of the Vol helmets, I can't remember the name of it. It's gonna be really interesting.
causes your
Especially 'cause
minions
they're gonna
critical
change
strike
it
chance with
every
attacks to be
League.
equal to your main hand weapons. Lastly, pick your crown jewel, a unique jewelry power. Astral Projector.
So yeah, it looks like Astral Projector was what that Scion was using with Forbidden Right. Maybe. Or actually had it on it. For the character build, but that's pretty cool.
Nova spells to cast from enemies rather than from...
Ooh. Even just the area of effect, that would be pretty good for like a Frost Orb Nova build. I haven't seen many of them recently.
from yourself. Or
Helm looks like Glimpse of Chaos Valmask. Yeah, that's the one. And this one looks like the wolf head, I think. Or no, that's the armor. Oh, it might be the Katava one. Howlcrack? Yeah. There's so... like, this opens up so much, too. I know that they're going to show this and we're going to read it in the patch notes later, but I'm super excited for that.
Astramentus, simply giving you a huge...
I mean, even just Astramentus here for any 60 to all attributes is amazing for any, like, stacker.
boost to all your attributes. Due to all the ways you can mix
Like,
and
we had
match
our
powers,
strength
the
stacker,
Reliquary
armor
has more
stacker
flexibility in
that we
how you
did in
build it
Delve.
compared to any other Ascendancy class in the game.
Like, that would be
Our
cool.
plan going forward is for the Reliquarian to not be a static Ascendancy class, and between each expansion, the unique powers which are offered will
I'm so torn on what to play. I plan on using Auras to support my friend, but Scion and Guardian look so good. Well, that's the thing is, funny enough, Scion might be a good one because of...
from your quiver. Giving you
where's it here? Yeah, you can get the Victario's armor for free. Well, Ascendancy node, not technically free, but, you know. So doing that as a Scion might actually be pretty good. 40% area and +2 to all auras. Free enough, yeah, exactly, right? Like, it's like you're losing out on an Ascendancy node, you're losing out, but you're kind of opening your chest slot to a new unique item. Or rare, if you decide to do that, but probably a new unique. But yeah, that's crazy.
area of effect.
I'm torn as well. I think I'm gonna try starting with Guardian. I normally start with, I like RF. Righteous Fire is kind of my jam. But, I really want to try out the new Holy Hammer skill, especially for doing Blight a lot. And I want to see how the Cascade works. 100% even trade-off? Yeah.
Astral Projector causes Nova spells to cast from enemies rather than from yourself. Or take Astramentus.
I'm also thinking of... I don't remember the name of this ring. Is it the worm? One. One sec. Let me find it here. No, that's Prospero's Protection, I think. There's so many rings. And this is the time necklace. And this one, I think, is... It's not Original Sin. It looks kind of similar to Original Sin, but not quite. Let's see here. Oh, it's Anathema. Gain a power charge when you cast curse spells, and your curse limit is equal to your maximum power charges. That's crazy. What I always league start is RF. Yeah, I love it just because it's super kind of chill. And it's not super heavy on the brain power while you're messing around and looking at all the new stuff. But I might start with... Well, I don't know. I'm assuming your starting holy skill is going to be like the holy sweep. And then maybe we'll go into like smite until we get some of the other hammer skills. Yeah.
Our plan going forward is for the Reliquarian to not be a static ascendancy class.
I'm also interested to see if they're ever going to have the heist alternative unique item versions as things available to the Scion. Because they haven't said.
Hopefully she'll have the power of your favorite unique item in the next one. Time to move on to the end game.
Yeah, because that would be cool.
This expansion,
I just do it because the gear is so easy to craft and it makes getting to T16 so easy. That's fair, yeah. You can definitely like bump up really quick.
Strategies to leverage, and streamlining or removing the more frustrating.
But I am very excited also for the end game changes. I really like that they're taking like the good stuff of the mapping from PoE 2 and like kind of bringing a bit of it over, which I is good, I think. Especially I wonder how favorite maps are going to work, because they didn't say that they're removing favorite maps. So I wonder if it's going to be turned into something else. Because I see the sidebar here, but I think this is the inventory. Like for your scarabs and stuff like that. So I don't see any of the favorited, but they didn't say they're taking them away.
Tier 10 map. To open a Mesa map now, just locate and select.
They did mention previously you had to do these things, but they didn't say... Like, there's no reason to favorite a specific area, though, now.
Return to your map device, which will default to the last map run, and then run it again. Or choose a new map to use it on.
Yeah, so this is just the small inventory here.
Which is that if you're the type of player who enjoys chaining the same map over and over, or the type of player who prefers to jump around, it is equally easy to do either strategy, or even switch between them at a moment's notice.
Yeah, let's see.
As an example, instead of having a Mesa map, you want just locate and you're good to go.
Hold on.
That Mesa may drop will default to the last. It's your choice. This is one of the many benefits in over, or the type of player who prefers between them at a moment's notice.
Where was it?
For example, if one and you decide you need a change of rhythm,
here,
you can
I think.
seamlessly swap to your boss farming Atlas tree and spam Mesa for peak boss killing efficiency. Up until now,
Yeah.
this would have required having some Mesa maps stashed. Setting all your favorite maps to Mesa.
So they're mentioning that it used to require using your favorited maps,
Or doing
but they haven't said anywhere that they're getting rid of the favored
Here's a
maps.
look at it before and after.
I mean, the UI's gone, I guess, but
You will now begin at the center of the Atlas. With
based on the video, it looks like favorite maps are gone, but patch notes don't mention it either. Okay.
In addition, all content
Be able to get replica
accessible
items
at
inside
the
would be
base.
sick. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right? Like that would be really
So you will
cool.
see everything available in the endgame as you reveal the Fog of War.
And this is the other thing I really like too, is now they're making the like the breach stones and stuff actually relevant, because it actually goes into other maps, which is really cool that they don't really mention here. So for example, if you get this breach stone here, for example, these are the conquerors, I believe, right? Like Minotaur and stuff like that. So you can literally just go and farm that map. Well, like it looks like it, right? Like you can just select it. After you have it, that stone opens the pathway to it. And that's the thing too, we saw that earlier, like this map up here is always the... Now you can't just run it over and over, you still need the resources, right? But this is the spot for the Grove. And this one is Blight, obviously, from the Fungal. So you have like specific load points for each one, which is nice. I like being able to visually see all the different things. Even though they're like, that's the weird part too. Even though they're showing more information, I feel like it's less. Like it looks somehow less complicated. I don't know.
Available in the endgame as you reveal the Fog of War. This also means that all unique maps are now present on the Atlas, including some...
Yeah, I like that too. And now that you don't have to do all of them, you only have to do half of them. And he didn't have all of them either. So what? 20... Yeah, 138 passive nodes maximum now.
Points. These have been moved to new places. And actually,
Unique maps, nightmare maps, Maven invitations, and Eldritch Boss's Pinnacle.
Egan now has a new goal and is determined
Yeah,
to keep the Atlas
I am very excited for March 6th.
or a blighted region, which adds a blight encounter. Completing the content added by the astrolabe will remove the shaped region's influence from that map. Upon doing so...
One other thing that they didn't mention that I'm interested in finding out is if you put multiple influences together, do they conjoin? So, for example, there wasn't any limitation on the I want to say Sextant, but Astrolabe, when they hovered over it. So if I put one here, and then I put the next one here, does this make one large area? Or are they considered separate? Because if you can do larger areas that can join, you're getting even more of these bonus build-ups.
Will gain an additional modifier. This means as you progress,
like
with the relevant mechanic getting...
Like, I was at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So these are the modifiers from those that he previously did. So I wonder how many of these you can stack. Can't wait. This update is what I've been waiting for. I really hope the changing currency drop rate fixes ground loop problems. Yeah, me too. Honestly, one wish that is honestly really cool that we saw was the where was it? Yeah, this one. Wish for glyphs. So all portal scrolls and wisdom scrolls drop as other currencies instead. That's pretty cool. Because that's multiplied by your map modifiers, right? So if you have increased quantity, rarity drops, all that kind of stuff, instead of getting like, you know, a stack of 80 wisdom scrolls or something, right? It'll drop as something else instead, so you can cut out that bottom end. Which is really cool.
with gilded enemies.
Especially now, like, Avarice is actually probably even more worthwhile, at least for me, specifically because of the changes to the Calgur
Such as the wish for
stuff here.
New port will see
Because
back.
this is something I've asked for a long time, and I'm very glad that they did. You can just re-roll. So, for example, if I'm making wheat, I'm making pumpkins, but I'm not getting any iron, but I fully fill these two, I can just re-roll it and get the next one.
More rewards for favored resources.
And the best part is it looks like the cost doesn't increase. Like, there's no, like, increase per re-roll, which is nice.
And you can
It's still 15,000, but
if they're not offering what you're after.
yeah.
Specific ports will now reward specific tattoos.
And I'm interested to know, like, they say specific ports will offer specific items, but also rewards now. I wonder if they're actually going to show that information on the ports themselves, or if it's just kind of like a find out as you go.
Easier to target the ones you want.
Based what you ship. Exactly, yeah.
The Calgurans have discovered several new powerful rune grafts for you to get your hands on, such as the Rune Graft of Fury, which causes you
I don't
to
really
gain
use a lot of Fury
life
skills with
and
Rage,
the Rune Graft of Resurgence.
so I'm not sure how good that is. But if somehow we can get Arcane Surge to fit on Righteous Fire, this is a very nice buff.
Causes Arcane Surge to also grant life regeneration.
Yeah.
We mentioned earlier about the
And then I'm
Oh,
obviously really interested in all these endgame supports, because, like, think of this, right? Supported skills repeat 3 additional times. Immediately, I'm thinking of Smite or Val Smite, right? Supported skills have 50% more attack speed, 20% less damage, deal 10% more increased melee damage, but the first, second, and third repeats deal up to 60% more, not increased, more, right? So your first actual hit's going to do 20% less, but then you're doing 22% more, then 44% more, then 66% more on each of the follow-ups. Like, that's really cool. Trying to see. Whirling Blades, Dual Strike of Ambidextrous. Yeah.
as an additional late game tool.
Like, that's really
to feed
cool.
later into a build's life. One of the goals here is to.
Yeah, 40% increased cooldown recovery.
And what exactly do they do?
Like, we can see, obviously, like, the chain and fork. I believe that's what that one is. Poison. Poison on hit and poison, I think. Can't remember. I don't use a lot of dexterity-based stuff a lot.
Supports to discover. Adding additional
Devour.
enticing drops to bosses that may otherwise have felt not as worthwhile to run, giving players extra reason to take on those challenges.
Yeah.
For
There's a...
instance,
Wait, hold on. Is that a Val one? I've only seen the red coloring on the outside of the skill gems for the Val skills. Maybe I'm mistaken, though.
For instance, from the king and the
Greater multipliers exact gem as awakened, except the attack speed line. Only awakened, it goes up to 47% max. Okay.
we have the Hex Toad support. This support creates areas of swampy cursed
Yeah, so we're getting like a kind of 7th gem, like 7 links. Now, the part that's going to be, oh my goodness, random chance about it, though, is you have to do it on a max level, right? Now, the only thing that I had a question about earlier when I was watching it too was it corrupts it. So if, first of all, it needs to be max level and it becomes corrupted. So by adding the support gem on it through that, does it lock you out of bumping it up to level 21? Because that's a corruption mod. Right? So, I'm not sure. Like, I would assume generally a free support, even at level 1, would be better. But it depends on, like, I know certain skills have level thresholds they really want to meet. I would assume yes, but you know what they say about assuming.
Detonating as you approach for massive damage.
Yeah.
Defeating the incarnation
This one's really cool, though.
Similar to the existing
I mean, it's
you are rewarded for stacking mana to
it's Archmage for cold damage, but
ordinary cold damage.
I'm very happy about
We'll
that.
tease some more of these before launch, but there will be many more for you to
The other thing too, which is nice, is it specifically says, oh, so it does say support spell skills here. So it has to be a spell with hits and no reservation. Cannot support arcane, brand, or val, or totems, traps, or mines. Cannot modify minions. Supported skills, yeah. That's cool. And again, I don't know how to feel about this change. I don't like this.
In order to prevent that,
I don't like that all of your attacks can destroy the walls. I mean, I mentioned this earlier, but I like, if people have played a lot of zombie games or stuff like that, like in any of Call of Duty, for example, I like training. So, for example, I would like maybe enter here, which would destroy this wall, and then work my way into the center. So the only way enemies can actually spawn and get to the defense point here is by going through that specific pathway. This works especially well in indoor maps as well. You can block off doorways and stuff like that. But now that all damage can break the walls, even if I train in here to kind of control the flow of where enemies are going to spawn, any attack you do, especially if you have things like ricochet, fork, chain, pierce, etc., are just going to demolish all the walls. So I don't like that part. I like that you can increase the like you can increase the explosion radius if you want to get rid of them easier. And then you can just choose to not do them at all. Like, that's great. But I don't like the wall destruction on any damage taken. I'm not a fan of that one. See, I do the opposite. I've always cleared the walls before starting benefit the build. That's fair, yeah. Yeah. See, like, some of the time I will, right? Because the more of the pods that you pop, the more graph blood you get out of it. But
unstable breaches.
Yeah.
Now that this is a core league, we don't want you to have to grow your Genesis tree from scratch on every league start.
Yeah.
Support, we've added plenty. 5.
This is also interesting. I want to see what the difficulty increase in this is. Because it's a multiplier to the rewards and enemies. But, okay, so he said it increases the rewards that the Hive drop.
Increasing the difficulty and reward from Hive monsters.
Okay, Hive monsters. But I don't know if I've ever seen Hive monsters drop anything. So maybe it means, like, the value of items added to the payout at the end of the Hive if you're successful. But, like, other than the chest that you can open up in the Hives, I don't think I've ever seen them drop much of anything.
All subsequent waves.
Because, yeah, he specifically says...
Hive monsters and all subsequent waves.
Yeah, from the monsters and subsequent waves. So to me, that means that, like, the monsters themselves are dropping something, but it might just be the value that they give for the end. I don't know how that works. Because if it's just the monsters themselves, I don't think that's worth it. Because these, I've never got anything to drop from those. I don't think anything does. I think when you clear the outside, they can drop stuff, but not like in the actual waves. I think it's the loot explosion after it ends and you leave the hive thing. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So if that's the case, you know, then it would be worth it, right? Because then if you're increasing the value of the loot explosion, I don't know if that's more of a quantity thing or if it increased quantity and rarity of drops. Because if you take these and it ups like all the rolls, that might be worth it, especially if you're going for like a lot of any of the uniques from it, I guess, too.
Graft items will no longer exist.
Also, with graft items gone, I'm assuming graft blood's just going to be another currency that you add in, but I wonder if it's going to be capped, because the graft themselves had caps for how much they could store at once. So I wonder if there's going to be an innate cap on it, or if it's just like a here's how many you currently have kind of thing. Giga nerf the tree. They didn't, like, they haven't said that they did. The only thing that they've said was that you don't have to grow the tree. You have access to all of it from the start.
So now each womb gift slot is already usable by default.
So womb gift slot specifically. So each location, like these 4, are going to be open from the start, but I'm assuming you still have to spend graft blood to actually get points for the nodes. That's what I'm assuming. But you can birth anything from the get-go, any of the 4. Because they wanted this to be a mainstay for crafting and Foulborn. I'm surprised that they kept the Foulborn in, actually. I'm kind of happy because some of them were really cool and kind of weird and promoted a lot of people to kind of experiment with builds, so.
Slot is already usable by default, and access to the Monastery of the Keepers will be gained by finding Aelith starting in Act 6 Mudflats.
Yeah, so Act 6 is when you're going to start being able to use it. So. You're like halfway through the game already. Well, halfway through the campaign. So, not bad.
Now with Atlas Tree and Scarab support, you can have multiple unstable breach encounters active in a single area.
I can't wait to see how many of these people stack. Because the passive tree on the Atlas gives you 2 extra. Plus you can have the Scarabs for extra. Plus I think you can have, is it 3 spawn in a map naturally? I think. Or it might be 2. I can't remember. I haven't done Breach in a while. Like the grasping hand version.
Added plenty. Here are a few examples.
So.
The massing forces.
Yeah, 10% chance to contain 2 additional. Which is, so like with the Scarabs, what, you could get potentially up to 7? Graft blood is now hive blood and caps at 100k. Oh, okay. I mean, that's plenty. That's that. I don't know if I'm going to be farming that much, but yeah.
Notable grants a chance to have additional unstable breaches.
Yeah.
On maps.
Be hilarious to have a ton of them at once.
Scarab of the Marshal guarantees a breach
Yeah.
boss or
Yeah, I'm very excited for this. Thanks, Mark. Especially getting Blast for Best. I cannot believe that 27 expansions ago was the Atlas.
Back in Path of Exile 3.1.0, the War for the Atlas.
Yeah, I cannot believe that's been 27. Wow. I don't think I broke 20k blood as a single. I didn't either. I think the most I had was like 9,000. Because like as soon as I had enough for a bunch of them, I just used it right away, right? So I don't know. Oh, man.
We had a mechanic on the Atlas where the Shaper and...
But yeah, I do like the spreading influence kind of stuff to it. That's cool.
Trace her movement. Shaped regions.
But yeah, no, I'm very excited now. March 6th. What was that? 6 days, I think. Can't wait. Oh. But yeah. So yeah, we'll probably go over the patch notes. I don't know if I have time tomorrow. I don't normally stream on the weekend, but I might go over it and just hop on to do a stream and record of the patch notes. Probably on Sunday then. Hope the astrolabes are fairly common. I do too. I do too. If they make them... well, I think they would have to be, right? Because they took out all map modifiers and crafting. So if you want to have mechanics in your maps, you have to. Like, this is the only way to force them on now. Because I don't think there's any Atlas guarantees. Like, there's increased chance to find in your maps, but there's no guarantee. This is the only way to guarantee now. Well, I guess you could use scarabs as well. Obviously, besides that. So we're probably going to be using more scarabs. I'm the one thing that is bugging me is I really want to know if you can layer these. Like, it makes sense that you can't put a different type on top of the same type because it's like an influence area. You know, isn't enough room for both of us kind of situation. But I do, like, for example, if I put the blight one here.
All the maps to have adds a blight encounter.
If I have the blight here. Go back here.
Gain an additional run will become
I want to see.
Every shaped region's adds a blight encounter.
Okay. So for example, if I brought another astrolabe right here, if it's spread down here, does it connect and make this one huge area now? Or does it count as two separate? Because if you really want to do some juicy maps, like, it got, what, 8 modifiers, I think, from 1? 3, 6, 7. So it got 7 base modifiers just by completing those previous maps. So what, like, imagine doing this, putting another astrolabe here, and then you get another full area this big, and if they conjoin, they all have this and it keeps compounding. Typically for the lead mechanics, you can 100% chance of the one you want. Yeah, I think it's 100% chance if you block off other stuff through the blocking nodes. But I don't know if it's 100% chance just with the nodes themselves. I'm not sure, though. It's been a while. Yeah. Get 30 map mod. I know, that's what I'm saying, right? Is like, imagine that. Like, and it's some good modifiers, too. Like, blight chests have a 15% chance to be openable again. It's only a 15% chance, but that's a 15% chance for double loot. And it can trigger more than once, I'm pretty sure. We've had that happen where it's like, open a chest, open a chest, open a chest, open a chest. And they said that the Mirages also stack all your previous modifiers, so that would also stack with the Atlas node, unless they've changed it, for chests have another openable chance for Blight. I don't remember what the Atlas one is. It might be 10% or something like that. So that's plus. Oh, I guess I don't know how blighted and blight ravaged maps will work here. That I'm not familiar with. Because imagine if you took so the blight ravaged are the separate maps, I know that. But if you took a blighted map, maybe? I'm assuming it would be separate, but I'm not sure. But even without the oils giving you extra chances to be openable again on the maps themselves, you're getting the passive plus this. Like, that could be crazy. I feel like this is going to be one of those leagues where everyone is extremely rich. Maybe. It depends on the drop rate for a lot of things. Like, for example, I think I'll just use Blight, because that's what I'm doing a lot, probably. So in order to get the new belt, it requires a lot. I wonder if it'll just drop as a 16 blighted. Yeah, well, I'm assuming it drops as a T map, like the Waystone kind of thing here. So it's like it drops as blighted T10 as example, because there is this node right here, and all the mechanics have their own separate node. So I wonder if all blight and blight ravaged maps will be on this node. But to me, that's weird because, like, there's different blight and blight ravaged maps with different layouts, so I don't know how that's going to work, but we'll see. But in order to get the new belt, not only do you need to have a blight in your map, you need to have a Djinn spawn close to it to be able to trigger it, which they did say there's waiting, so that they generally should spawn closer to the mechanics, which is good. I approve. But then you need to go complete, like, the objective and redo Blight in that map, in the Mirage, sorry. But when in the Mirage, it needs to trigger the enhanced effect, which is a chance to happen. And then you need to beat them in that Mirage version of Blight. And then you have a chance to get the base type from that lane. So there's a lot of chance involved. So I'm wondering how much those will actually be on market. Because it's like a chance on a chance on a chance on a chance. Right? So I'm not sure how that's going to work. I'm assuming, like, the higher tier map is more likely to have maybe the enhanced mechanics. They don't really say. But maybe they'll reveal more of this in the upcoming days before the league launch. They did say that they're going to reveal more transfigured gems over time too, so yeah. Cool. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. And we're going to jump over to the game now. So I'm going to pause YouTube vid for this here. So thank you for joining us for watching the reveal. I am very much looking forward to this on the 6th. We're going to do a bit of build crafting. Again, normally we've started as RF. I might try doing Guardian and trying out the new holy skills. And thank you for the follow, man. I really appreciate that. It's Spectre, right? Yeah, my brain's reading it the way the speech to text is doing it. But I appreciate the follow. Thank you, thank you. Welcome in. I hope to hear about your league launch as it happens too. Most people call me Spec. Oh, okay, gotcha. Gotcha. But yeah. So hopefully you guys are able to join me when we play. We will be playing on launch on the 6th. So hope to see you there. But as always, on YouTube side, thank you so much for joining me. And I will see you next time. Hopefully you join us. If you don't, hopefully you have a great weekend. But as always, have a great rest of your day today, whether it be morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on your time zone. So thanks again, and I'll see you later.